Hello, Wednesday morning again. You are watching your program, La Revue de Grande Une on Equinox Television, a particular rendezvous for the newspaper inside the kiosk. Before that, we are going to welcome our permanent guest, Mr. Solomon Amabo. Solomon Amabo, good morning. Welcome to the program, but I should announce you early that, sorry, the guest, you have a rendezvous with him the other day, the publisher of La Seine.
Yes.
He sent me a message that he's not going to be part of
us
program.
today.
That's why you are alone.
Well, it's unfortunate, and we can only wish him well. We do hope when he stands on his feet, he's going to come and meet La Revue de Grande Une soon.
So, Solomon Amabo, before start with you, let us go inside the kiosk with our traditional press review. We are going to start by Mutation today. Mutation, who has put on his front page Opération Épervier. L'opération Épervier s'essouffle. Depuis 10 mois, le rapace n'a capturé aucun délinquant économique. Pourtant, au fil de ses discours, le président de la République n'a cessé d'annoncer l'intensification de cette campagne d'assainissement. Et surtout, le journal propose aussi une analyse de Boya Manassé sur cette question, indiquant que l'arrêt, les grabuges observés autour de l'arrestation spectaculaire de Marafa Amidou Yaya et certainement le remboursement de 230 millions de francs CFA aurait quelque peu contribué à freiner l'élan de cette opération qui, depuis le 16 avril 2012, n'a pas capturé la moindre poids. Et puis, barreau du Cameroun, 140 recalés attendent le concours. Pendant ce temps, le bâtonnier fait recruter 500 avocats formés au Nigeria. Article à lire à page 5 du journal Douala 5e. Deux malfrats battus par la police. Ils semaient la terreur dans l'arrondissement de Douala 5e avec des armes lourdes. Université de Yaoundé 1, péril sur les inscriptions en ligne. Les plaintes se multiplient dans les rangs des étudiants. Lire surtout le supplément Symbiose du quotidien Mutation de la page 7 à la page 10. Voilà donc pour le quotidien Mutation. La Nouvelle Expression, pour sa part, met en sa une rapport de la CONAC. Biya face à la réalité de la corruption. Dans son message à la nation du 31 décembre 2012, le chef de l'État a affirmé de s'inspirer de la CONAC pour poursuivre la répression du fléau, même si l'institution elle-même reste sujette à contestation. Article à lire en pages 6 et 7 du journal où, selon le rédacteur de cet article, Serge Lionel Manga, il indique clairement que Paul Biya avait pourtant été le premier à mettre en avant une pédagogie d'assainissement de moralité publique à travers le slogan « Rigueur et moralisation » qui a accompagné son arrivée au pouvoir en 82. Lui-même n'a cessé de désigner le phénomène comme l'origine des difficultés, de toutes nos difficultés. Voilà donc pour cet article sur le rapport de la CONAC. Et puis Opération Épervier, comprendre l'arrêt des poursuites contre Yves-Michel Fotso. C'est le ministre de la Justice garde des Sceaux qui a joué 3 points de suspension, et indique le journal. Article à lire donc entièrement pour comprendre l'arrêt des poursuites contre Michel Fotso en page 10 du quotidien. La Nouvelle Expression, région du Nord, près de 700 000 cartes nationales d'identité abandonnées. Le délégué régional de la Sûreté nationale a du coup créé une commission pour liquider les pièces d'identité en souffrance dans les commissariats. Article à lire en page 3 du journal. Et puis au Mali, à l'étranger, la chasse aux terroristes continue. Une colonne d'une quarantaine de blindés français venus de Côte d'Ivoire est déjà arrivée à Bamako. Électronique, les téléviseurs à tube cathodique désormais interdits. Le décret fixant les modalités et le calendrier de la migration de l'analogie à la numérique a été mis en application. Voilà pour le quotidien La Nouvelle Expression. À présent, le quotidien Messager qui met en sa une héros nationaux. La mémoire d'Ernest Ouandé divise les UPC. Les UPC Adolphe Papindoumbe favorables à une célébration d'ensemble, Abanda Pama et les autres UPCistes dits des fidèles pour une commémoration particulière. Grogne, les enseignants annoncent 2 jours de grève par semaine. Le syndicat national des instituteurs contractuels et maîtres des parents opte pour un débrayage tous les jeudis et vendredis. Article à lire en page 4 du journal. L'éclairage public Douala se connecte aux panneaux solaires. L'initiative qui est bien sûr de la communauté urbaine de Douala fait des vagues. Consommation des faux produits phytosanitaires. Saisie à Kumba des bidons de Parastar 40 EC, contrefait dans la nasse des contrôleurs du ministère du Commerce. Voilà donc l'essentiel à la une du quotidien Le Messager, sans surtout oublier qu'à propos de la célébration des héros nationaux, la mémoire de Wandé divise les UPC, le journal Le Messager a consacré donc toute une page à Ernest Wandé, permettant ainsi à la jeune génération de comprendre qui était Ernest Wandé avec la liste des autres héros nationaux. Voilà pour l'essentiel du quotidien Le Messager. À présent, le quotidien L'Actu qui met en sa une contrebande de 6 camions de riz chinois saisis à l'Est. Les gros porteurs en transit pour le Tchad ont été interpellés par les douanes à Cuba. Ils devront payer 300 millions de francs CFA d'amende. Au tribunal, la femme de Yves Michel Foto agresse un avocat. Selon l'article, l'avocat en question aurait traité Yves Michel Foto, son époux, de bandit élégant, et ce qui a suscité donc la ire de son épouse. Bamenda, les étudiants polytechniques bloquent la route. Et puis télévision, le passage au numérique coûtera cher. Consommateurs, commerçants décrient la cherté des écrans plasma. Et ça, c'est pour le quotidien L'Actu. Donc, on boucle cette revue de presse avec le quotidien de l'économie qui met en sa une mine, cap sur l'exportation du diamant. Le journal lui Cérémonie consacre dès aujourd'hui le début de l'exportation de ces pierres précieuses par le Cameroun. Elle intervient quelques mois seulement après l'admission du pays au processus de Kimberley qui réglemente l'activité d'exploitation et de vente du diamant. Le journal aussi qui s'intéresse au BIP parlant de 108,8% de réalisation dans le Vouri en 2012 des travaux. Et puis, voilà donc l'essentiel. L'État, le journal qui finit en indiquant coopération épervier, l'État réclame 400 millions à Tongo Nguéné. Tongo Nguéné, c'est l'ancien directeur général des aéroports du Cameroun. Madame, monsieur, voilà l'essentiel de l'information paru à la une des principaux journaux ce matin. Revenons avec notre invité sur le plateau, Solomon Amabo. We are going to start with Mutation. Mutation who is saying that the Sparrow operation is tired, has even lost self-esteem.
Yes, it is saying in a sea, le person épervier s'essouffle. That's what the paper is saying. And when you go through the article, realize that the paper is simply saying for 10 months now, épervier or the Sparrow has not picked up a victim, the top members of government who are usually being accused of embezzling public funds. And the article equally says that maybe the government, through the creation of the Special Criminal Court to try embezzlers, is shifting maybe the issue of arresting people to try those who have been arrested and to cause them to cough out the funds which have been so far embezzled. And I a little bit differed with the article because maybe they expected Épervier or the Sparrow to pick up top government officials, government ministers.
There are a lot of ministers who have embezzled public funds?
Well, going by the article, I don't think it's because ministers no longer embezzle, because the article gives the impression that Épervier is losing its steam and it can no longer arrest people. But we want to know, we must make the authors of the article understand that Épervier has picked up some other people, because the article
are not
big people,
big people,
top
big
government personalities, but they must not only arrest top personalities, because if corruption is at the roots or at the lower level of the society, they need to arrest everybody concerned. You remember the case of mayors in the northwest region who were arrested for embezzling public funds. You remember the case of the mayor of Songlulu, Paul Iol. Yes. Madame Koju Komeni was also picked up within the context of Opération Épervier. So I want to think that saying that since 10 months, because it started from the date Marafa and Inoni were arrested, for 10 months now, Épervier has not been too active. Just to indicate that Épervier might...
Meanwhile, they have been talking about Frank
Biya affair and the others. Épervier might simply have changed the dancing tone or the tune by moving now to the courts, because the new criminal special court has 25 files already on the table, and we don't know whether, if they don't reimburse, they might eventually going to be arrested soon.
Yes, and they're also talking about the case of Yves Michel Foto, who have reimbursed 230
million CFA
francs. And Mr. Boya Manasseh, who is a political
analyst,
yes, is saying that it has no effect since the man is not going to be released, and which cannot be automatically.
That's the big question. whether those who are not involved in other affairs will be released if they pass through the special criminal court. For instance, if those who are not involved maybe in the adverse affair and are picked up, because in the case of Yves Michel, he's serving a 25-year jail term. That must be understood. And so the matter in which he reimbursed 230 million CFA francs, the matter has been thrown out of the court. But he has another case, so they cannot release him because he's still serving a 25-year jail term.
Yes.
But now the question is, will somebody who was taken to the special criminal court, who does not have another affair, be freed after he reimburses the money?
That's the question.
That is a question Cameroonians should ask, and the journalists have to do some
But
investigation.
according to the text, the text creating
The special criminal court
is saying that it depends
on the will of,
president.
and that is the problem too with the laws. It's not, the laws of Cameroon at times are not specific. They simply leave some holes so that
But an
the laws
article,
can,
in an article in La Nouvelle Expression, is saying that is the Minister of Justice who...
it first of all depends on the will of the magistrate, and then the Minister
can
of
inform
Justice
the Minister
who
of
informs the Minister of Justice. So if it depends on the will of the magistrate, it becomes a real problem, because the magistrate might decide at his own discretion not to maybe petition
Maybe
or write unfairly really to the Minister of Justice to allow the person who has reimbursed money to eventually be released.
Yes, now we are talking about Konak. Konak, the president of Konak, Dieudonné Massingams, who is saying that his powers are limited.
No, his powers are limited. It's very clear, because Konak, going by the text creating the National Anti-Graft Body, Konak simply does investigations, publishes, denounces a number of issues which are going wrong with maybe the execution of public investment budget, and then proposes sanctions. Konak at times asks people to reimburse the funds which are...
But the final report is handed to the head of state.
That is the text governing the creation of Konak is very clear. The text says the report is handed to President Paul Biya, or the head of state, because he might not be there tomorrow, so the text will still be in force. It's handed to the head of state, and then it is at the discretion of the president to make public the document. And you know, so President Biya can at one time decide that this document should not be made public, and it would end at the level of the drawers at the presidency. So if the president, he decides when and how the document and the reports published by Konak or written or following Konak's investigation is made public. So the president, he knows when, and you know the president is a political scientist too. He knows when to send out this particular report. You remember there was no problem, the country was calm and stable, but to stir public opinion and the debate, he simply sends out the text, and then those whose names are inside start finding themselves questioning whether they are right or wrong. And you know, once your name is in that Konak report, you have a question to answer in one way or the other.
But watching on that point of view, there are some people who have been arrested, or maybe some who are can be arrested as contesting the way Konak works.
Well, they can contest. You remember
even their method of work.
No, that is a fact. We started some days ago. Marafa Amidou Yaya, following the article La Nouvelle Expression is publishing today, is saying that he doesn't like the way Konak actually operates. And the same thing happened to Alex Van Elk, who said an audit was conducted in the company and he was not even interrogated. So it raises questions. Von Jindam raised the same issue, but nobody who has been indicted will ever be satisfied. And so if you go by what the different people indicted complaining about Konak, well, Konak is doing its job. It has a mandate, and they are simply there to investigate. Konak does not write from anything. If you remember the case, the Nouvelle Expression of today is publishing a double on center spread articles about the construction of the Ayos Bonis Road.
The big project of Cameroon.
You understand? Plus de 48 milliards de francs détournés au ministère des Travaux Publics. That is what Konak is saying. It's following observation, and the minister, Ambassador Zhang, is on the run. So it shows that something went wrong somewhere. Portefeuille à nos profonds décribis. Des personnalités indemnisées sur la base des faux titres fonciers. Konak came out with names, Marafa and the other people.
But Marafa reacted, saying that he's not
he can
concerned.
react, but the truth is that they own land there. Konak did, why did Konak not say Jean-Paul Chignard is owning land there? It means Konak did investigations. The issue is what is going to happen to the Konak report. That's the question Cameroonians are asking, and not whether Konak is... Konak might be biased in one way, but we want to think at least Konak is doing a job, Cameroonians expect it to go further and even let public funds stop to be embezzled.
Surely that we cannot comment President Paul Biya declaration when he says that our great problem is corruption in Cameroon. He's saying that there are some people who are against the progress of the country.
But it's a fact, because people cannot steal all the money in the country, and you expect you remember on December 31st, 2012.
Is it meaning that he's powerless?
President Biya said very clearly that how many schools, hospitals would have been constructed with these embezzled funds. But it somehow shows.
But political parties leaders are saying that it's just declarations. He knows what to do, but he doesn't want to do it.
Now, what do they expect him to do? They are talking because they're not yet in power. President Biya is under pressure too, from left, from right. So the president, he has the power, but he has limitations too. You remember those who are there, who are supporting his system, don't want him to leave. And so you find the president who is denouncing corruption every day, but he is unable to bring to order those who are actually stealing. When they first of all asked him that there is corruption, he said, "Who's on the proof?" But at a certain level, he saw that people are actually stealing, and he came out with rigor and moralization. La Nouvelle Expression is saying that the policy of rigor and moralization is no longer being respected. So he has a lot of work to do to put order in this particular sector.
Solomon Amabo, on va s'intéresser à la question du barreau, où 140 avocats stagiaires recalés attendent le concours, mais entre-temps, le bâtonnier fait recruter 500 avocats formés au Nigeria. Est-ce que ça mérite susciter le courroux de ceux qui attendent?
Well, I want to think sincerely, the issue is not because the lawyers who were recruited were trained in Nigeria. I did not find that in the article written by Mutation, because they must understand that Cameroon does not have a law school law school. After your degree in law, you go to a law school. For now, Cameroonians go to Sierra Leone, where there's a law school, and they go to Nigeria. So the problem is not the recruitment of lawyers trained in Nigeria. They should not behave as if it's because we're recruited from Nigeria. The issue is when...
Is it because the chambers of some lawyers cannot contain
the number of people who
aspire to become
lawyers. So that is the problem. When are the bar exams organized? You remember there was a debate the other time. The bar council exams, they take 5 and more years to organize the said exams. And so what do the people lawyers or advocates do while waiting for the exams? So
there are even the case of bailiffs who are still waiting to have a charge.
Till date, they're still waiting to be posted. Till date. So it's not a level of... The problem is we don't have a law school apart from the University of Yaoundé.
So it is normal that when people are being trained in Nigeria, they should come and be recruited in Cameroon.
Well, people, when they are trained, they ought to be recruited no matter where
there is no debate there.
There's no debate about that.
Yes, Solomon Amabo, now we are talking about it, strike operation of teachers who are saying that twice a week they are going to demonstrate.
University lecturers?
No, not only the university. Generally, is a national syndicate of the teachers for primary schools.
Primary school, well, it's an old problem, because the way even the heavily indebted poor countries initiative funds were exploited was not to the benefit of most teachers. And so the strike by the teachers...
The fund has got embezzled.
Yes, the funds... you know, there are two issues here. There's embezzlement, there's mismanagement.
Yes.
You can cause the government to lose funds, and you account for...
Through your mismanagement.
Through your mismanagement. And at times, you remember when the CONAC published its report in 2010 or so, they said the government delegated to the Limbe City Council, the former one, that is Lifanda, caused the government to lose funds. He recruited men to guard his compound who were not supposed to. That was not his prerogative.
Well, was not supposed to be the
under the council budget. But that was done, and so you have to reimburse that money. That's just an example. And so in the case of teachers here, you find some of them transferred to remote areas, measures not taken, they don't have the didactic materials.
They don't have salary.
They don't have salary. Somebody is in Mundemba. To travel to Mundemba is not easy. And back. So it becomes a problem. So the
You have
teachers,
far north,
the far north area,
the east,
abandoned.
even certain part of the south Cameroon.
That is a big problem in the country, Shun. And so to link it to the strike, since we are within the context of the school milieu, lecturers too in state universities are bracing up for a showdown because they want their research.
It started in Buea.